killed battling a wildfire in central Arizona. They died while fighting the blaze near the town of Yarnell, which is just about 18 miles northwest of Phoenix. The fire was started by lightning on Friday and spread amid high heat, low humidity, as well as strong winds. Some 200 firefighters are still battling the fast-moving wildfire, which has grown to 1,000 acres. Additional reinforcements have also been called in to quench the fire. And those are the headlines. It's back to you, Harriet.
Well, thank you so much, Cynthia. Well, we do know that today officially marks the beginning of the second half of the year. But then again, one issue that seems to be hogging the front burners and seems to be topmost on most Nigerians' minds is a 2013 budget, which is still yet to be implemented. That's what we're going to be focusing on Business Morning in just a moment. And I'll be joined on the program by an economist, Gabriel Idahosa, to take a look at some of the issues and the controversy therein. Please join us again.
I therefore appeal to the National Assembly to once again exhibit uncommon leadership by expediting legislative actions on the grey areas of the 2013 Appropriation Act to ensure that we have a first-rated budget that addresses undesirable issues while also actualizing the aims and objectives set out in the current fiscal year. Mr. President will still keep to his promise of timely submission of the appropriation bill this year to allow for early consideration and passage.
Welcome back. You're still watching the first edition of the week of Business Morning on Channels Television, and you just listened to the soundbite of the Special Advisor to the President on National Assembly Matters, Joy Emodi. And as you know, just before we went on break, we told you that we're going to be revisiting the 2013 budget controversy. Now, I'm being joined on the program by an economist, Gabriel Idahosa, for us to take a look at these issues. Thank you so much, Gabriel, for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, you listened to Joy Modi speaking about the issue of the budget, which has been hugging the front burners for a very long time. She's appealing to the National Assembly to expedite grey areas of the budget. But could we quickly visit those issues that we know are actually on ground as regards the budget?
Well, there are a couple of issues. One is the size of the budget. The Assembly is saying that the executive has tried to increase the size of the budget beyond what was approved in January. So they don't agree with that. So that's a big issue. There's the issue of the allocation, what the areas of emphasis in the budget. The executive is continuing trying to increase the capital expenditure and reduce the recurrent expenditure. That's an issue. They think that the position of the Assembly is that the people have immediate needs you need to address, and while you need to increase the capital budget, we have issues to deal with right now, and therefore we must put more money into those issues. There's the issue of the exchange rate that we are using. The government wanted to make it lower at about 78 or thereabouts, 75, 78. The Assembly moved it to 79, so that issue is also there. Then there's a big issue of implementation. The National Assembly keeps saying that even when we approve the budget, you don't implement on time. So we want to deal with that issue of implementation. We want to see what you have done in 6 months before we even talk of appropriation amendments. And that's the primary reason they're saying they want to throw out this amendment, that you don't really have much to amend yet.
Okay, Gabriel, just hold your thoughts for a moment, and let's quickly take a look at that report. The representative is actually responding to what Joy Emodi actually said. Please take a listen.
As we know,
the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Aminu Tambuwal, calling for a debate on President Goodluck Jonathan's amendment to the 2013 budget. But the majority leader had barely started the lead debate when a point of order was raised.
The amendment that is being sought today, Mr. Speaker, I don't know where to classify it based on this provision of the Constitution. To my mind, it is an appropriations bill number 2. We all know in this assembly what an amendment looks like. If the president truly intended that we amend this Appropriation Act, all he needed to do is to bring a signed copy of the one he has done, and then provide that clause, this should be deleted, this should be inserted here. But that is not the document before us.
An attempt to speak against the objection raised was resisted by the lawmakers.
Point of order. Hold on.
When order was eventually restored, the Deputy Speaker made his case for the bill.
The bill before us is not a final document. It is a document that is dead on arrival, but it is our responsibility as a parliament to dot the I's and cross the T's.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
The Speaker, however, took this position.
In this case, honorable colleagues, I hereby direct, and that's my ruling, the Committee on Rules and Business, Justice and Judiciary to look at this and report back to the House at the next available plenary day. That's my ruling.
A ruling many of them did not like, but some of them applauded. So when will the bill now be debated?
Next available legislative date, according to Mr. Speaker, we will discuss that. And I'm sure that will be maybe when we come back from the break, because tomorrow will definitely be dedicated solely for the anniversary.
It's expected that supporters of the bill will use the postponement of the debate to lobby for more support for the bill. Lanre Lasese, Channels Television News.
Interesting arguments there. Well, I have an economist in-house with me. We're going to be taking a look at the 2013 budget controversy. Well, Gabriel, we listened to that report, and according to one of the lawmakers, that bill was actually dead on arrival. For so long now, the House of Representatives has argued that the president ought to have sent a supplementary appropriation bill and not an augmentation or amendment to the Appropriation Act, as was done. But what's your take on this?
Well, it is our politics. Certainly, the Assembly is willing to play politics with anything at any time. And as one of the